Okay, so just got off the internet, and it appears that sorry, my allergies is acting up a little bit, so my eyes watering. It appears that President Trump is putting things in place to protect Christians.
Today I'm signing an executive order to make our Attorney General, who's a great person, she's going to be a great Attorney General, Pam Bondi, the head of a task force, brand new, to eradicate anti-Christian bias. The mission of this task force will be to immediately halt all forms of anti-Christian targeting and discrimination within the federal government. In addition, the task force will work to fully prosecute anti-Christian violence and vandalism in our society and to move heaven and earth to defend the rights of Christians and religious believers nationwide.
What do I feel about that? I feel, according to what I see, is that maybe we have a friend in the White House or just somebody that cares about Christianity. Do I feel that President Trump is a Christian? I'm not sure. Will I completely say he's not? God forbid. But he doesn't behave like one. He could be trying to work at it. Christianity is not an easy thing. Maybe some people just get it instantaneously and they change and never look back. But for the most of us, our salvation, working at our salvation is a process. Some of us have many years of traditional sinful behavior, and it's really hard to turn the clock back on some of that stuff because it creeps back on us in temptation and lust and ideologies and thoughts, and it's a lot easier to revert back in your thinking to the way that you were comfortable thinking and doing as. But when you can see some good in people that you would think are new Christians, it means that maybe they're trying and working at it. So is he a Christian? He might well be. But even if he's not, he seems to be a friend of us, of Christianity. I can't recall the story in the Bible, but I believe there was a story in the Bible where a guy who was not a godly person, he looked out for a godly person just in partnership. And I know the Bible tells us about uniting with fellowships of darkness, but are they really fellowships of darkness if their intentions are turning towards righteousness or trying to help somebody of a righteous mind? There's got to be some good in that. So I thank you, Mr. Trump. I don't even know if President Trump, I don't even know if that will affect me directly or whatever else, but just the thought that you are putting things in place to hinder or halt persecution of Christianity as well. Well thought out. Thank you. But on another note, he has his White House faith-based initiative or something like that. I can't really call the actual title of it.
This week I'm also creating the White House Faith Office, led by Pastor Paula White, who is so amazing.
But he put Paula White in charge of that. Now, do I agree with that move? No. Aww. You can find a better example of Christianity than Paula White. She's supposed to be a pastor, for whatever that's worth. You know, some people agree with female pastors, some don't. But in my observing Paula, I come to find out several things about her. She's money hungry.
Not just send in 35, but you need to send in $3,500. You need to send in 35,000. You need to send in that $100,000 check because you know God has blessed you.
She utilizes her appearance, her sexuality, her figure to work for her good.
God gave me hips and lips for a reason. He did it. He did it. And I work it too. I work my hips and lips. I do.
According to the Bible, with her remarriages and divorces, she's an adulterer. Which is definitely not a good example of Christianity. If you went by the Bible, how they always try to revert the Bible, females try to revert the Bible and make qualifications of a man qualifications of a female. If you turn that to her, then the female pastor should be the wife of just one husband. And as long as that husband is alive, whether you divorce or not, that wife still has that husband. I also believe that she was caught on film on a little soiree or whatever you want to call it with Benny Hill. I'm sorry. I've been waiting all day to say that. Benny Hinn. An adulterous relationship. So I don't know. She's a false prophet. Remember when she was calling the angels from Africa?
Right, angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. Hamanda ata ata raka deda baka santa ata ambo osa kata rite eke balda ata rite didi ashata.
And foolishness. Even I know it's foolishness. And I'm not a pastor. I'm just the person that knows a little bit about the word and just likes to speak his mind. But my point is this. If you're going, I appreciate you having this White House faith-based initiative or whatever it's called, but I think you got the wrong person in charge of it. And for you to pick her, that means that either you know exactly what you're doing or you have been manipulated as a young Christian to not know any better. Which could be very true, because if you go to these churches, all these cults and submissive teaching and everything else does nothing other than manipulate people into following your leadership or your direction. And it appears that he has been infatuated with the teachings of Paula White for a while. I think last time he was president, he was trying to put her over something, or, you know, she was right up there in the midst of him. I don't think that's a good look, but that's the look that he chose. Maybe if he is a Christian and he starts growing in his faith, he might look back and say, oh, what a mistake that I made. But I'm telling you, that's not a good representation of Christianity. Again, when you affirm these so-called I'm a Christian people and put them in position, or let people know that they're okay with you, that's letting other Christians that just don't know no better say, well, if she's a Christian, then I must be a Christian, because if she can call herself a Christian and do this, this, and this, or he, then I guess I can call myself a Christian. And that's why we got so many young and old, foolish people calling themselves Christians, thinking that they're saved, thinking that they're going in the right direction, only being misled by the devil himself, manifesting himself through all these false teachers and false prophets. Whatever he's planning on doing, I pray that it works out well. But I also pray that we are not fooled by the spirit of the Antichrist, where he gets in and he starts misleading us, thinking that we're on a direction when we're really not on a direction. It's just a lot to just kind of take in, because as a Christian, I can see it clearly. I might not be able to convey it all the time, but I can see it clearly. There's trickery going on right now. I don't know if it's coming from Trump or Trump's being tricked to put somebody in place that will continue to enhance trickery. Right now, it just seems like this is all about position and power, not sincerity, not truth, purity, honesty, and all like that. It's just about a movement of power and money. I'm sure money's involved, but I don't know. I just thought I would make this vlog or whatever else, and just say, everybody, just keep your rabbit ears up, and don't always just trust the thing that's before you, but look into it and give it some time. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover. You shouldn't jump to a conclusion. I believe somewhere in the Bible it says you got to see a thing to the end of a thing to know what that thing was. I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the exact scripture, but basically one of my former pastors said, time is one of the greatest equalizers. And if you give something time, it'll eventually show you exactly what you need to see. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too rambled. I'm just trying to kind of be transparent with you guys and just talk. All right, God bless you.